good afternoon, everybody. I think it's the 18th of July. Yeah, it is the 18th of July, isn't it? Halfway through the month. And it's still nice and warm here. A little bit of rain lying around. But you know what? It is what it is, isn't it? The weather changes every day. So we always have to, as long as we dress accordingly, in other words, always leave a jacket in your car, we're absolutely fine. So what we're doing today then, number 564. What I've done, I've inked a tile with a few different colours and purely just then spritzed it with water and completely left it to dry of its own accord. So it's got, you know, a little bit of everything in there. It's got a little bit of a flood there, but I don't mind. You know, if I wanted to sort of really have it perfect, then I would have paid more attention to it. But I like that idea that it all sort of moves. See, I've even got a little mark there from the ink pad, but I don't mind. It just sort of adds to the background. And of course, it's what we do on the front that makes the difference. So I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all chilled, relaxed there with your pen and pencil, or purely just watching for later. Let's make a start, shall we? So, okay, here we go. I'm going to come in first with pencil. It doesn't matter which way around I have this, honestly. So, I don't know. Who knows? I'm going to put some boxes in. So, I'm going to sort of have this as the bottom, I think. Yes, I am. So, what I want to do is I'm going to put a little box in here. I'm going to do it with pencil because I want to make sure that I'm happy with where it goes. Oh, it's not right. Straight. Here we go. Oh, okay. Into that one. And then I'm going to do another one slightly lower along here. Putting one in there, okay? And I'm just going to put myself a little mark in the middle because I think that really helps a little bit later. And I think sometimes, you know, we can all be rushing around in the world, can't we? And thinking, I've got to get this done, I've got to get that done. There's never any time. That's the main thing, time, isn't it? And sometimes we forget that we're supposed to make the most of the moment now, right now, and what's happening now. So that's what I'm going to focus on here. So I'm going to put the word happy in this one. So because I've put it in the middle, happy, of course, has got 5 letters. So I can put the middle P on that line. And then I know I've got to get 2 letters there and 2 letters there. So let's try that. Of course, because I've done my box in pencil, if I can't quite fit it in, doesn't matter, we could just make it bigger. It's fine. So let's get those. So I'm going with capitals because I've done quite a big box. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward, isn't it, doing this? There we go. So of course at the top there, I'm going to put the word be in, be happy. There you go. All right. And in this one, I want to put moment. Of course, moment's got 6. I'm going to do it in lowercase as well. So I'm going to put a line in, just not quite midway. And let's just put that M in capitals. So I know that I've got M-O-M to get in here, haven't I? So if I put that M in. Okay. I see my letters are a bit smaller than that line. And that doesn't matter. So I've got to get E, N, and T in. Okay. Just because I've got that line there, I'm going to make that a little bit of a focal point. There you go. Be happy. So what would go in there then? Be happy in this moment. Sometimes we do have to just stop and think, don't we? What's going on? Yeah. I'm going to put that box in now. So I'm making it just a little bit bigger than my word. You can, by all means, of course, come in with a straight edge for this. But you know what? I'm going to come freestyle, and if it wobbles a little bit, I'm happy with that. That's okay. Let's put those down. And that one there. Okay. There you go. Okay. Oh, yeah, Vicky, I've just been watching that, of course, yeah. Hobby Maker. It's free postage today. So if there's anything that you've been wanting, now's the day to get it. And of course, lovely cat, it's her birthday. And they've got a badge for her. So, you know, you've got to get the badge. It's lovely. It's a really nice one. Okay, so I'm coming back in with pen. Are we all ready for this? So that's my little bit done there. So what I want to do along this edge, I'm going to use this as a guide. So I'm going to start down here and I'm going to come in and put a bit of a wave. See, it's sort of missing those bits there, not quite going to the top. And then you can come from the top down or from the bottom up, doesn't matter. And you can come in with a slightly wider, creating a full shape like that. Okay. So I'm going to do one on this side as well. So coming kind of from the same point, in and along, like so. And same here, look. Okay, now if you feel that you've got to put a bit of a curve in with pencil to sort of start, don't worry about it, go in with pencil, that's fine. So let's have a look at this one. See, this one's a bit thinner than this. Again, it doesn't matter. But what I want to do down this side is I'm going to sort of bring in a bit of a loop there like that. Okay, that's quite sweet, isn't it? And I'm going to do another loop. And I'm going to continue to put them in. Okay. Oh, hello everybody. I'm not ignoring you, I'm drawing. So I don't always see all the messages. Please chat amongst yourselves. Look at that. All right, we'll put a little one at the bottom there. Let's change that up a little bit, hasn't it, there? Oh, Joe, I know all the parcels are out. So if they're not, it shouldn't be too long. I don't know what's happened. It's just been a little bit slower this week. I know it's, we've had a couple of staff out, but they work so hard and they get things going, so it won't be long. Okay, so looking at this edge, I can't put those loops down there, but I can put them on this side. So it doesn't matter, you know, what you want to choose. Okay, now the thing with this one is I'm working my way down. It might go behind that sign. Just be aware of that, because if you want to do that in pencil and draw it all in, but I'm happy to go with that. I've got that going. And let's put my little lines in, just as we did before. Okay. So, sort of coming on in. There we go. So let's have a look then on this side. I've got a little bit of space here, so I'm going to sort of come in with another loop. And then one that way. And then let's have one going that way. Okay. And a couple here, so I'm going to go one that way, one that way. So far so good. So let's have a look at the centre bit here. I want to come in with kind of like, I'm going to fill the shape. You see, leaving a bit of a gap with a little bit of a teardrop. Okay. And then I'm going to do another one. And another one. Like so. Okay. Oh, Rose, sneaky peeks. Goodness me, do you know? They're all downstairs. I'm sorry. What do I have? Oh, gosh. I'm going to put swirls in, look. I have a new stencil, and it's all about chilling out and just having a bit of me time. That's the main thing with that one. And I'm going to do, or I have got a new project for your crafty planner. So it's something that you've all sort of been talking about recently. We did a tile not long ago, and we kind of really liked the way it was. So I've done a little bit of education around how to create that kind of thing. And I know you all love the coasters from the weekend with this little stand. So I am bringing the coasters to Hobby Maker as well. So it's going to be a busy one. If you didn't get your sketchbooks, we're bringing a few sketchbooks back. Not many though. Gosh. I kind of write down what I'm going to do, you know, and then we get it all sorted. Definitely taking lace back, so if you didn't manage to see the lace, that's quite nice. Quite nice, it's lovely, actually. All right, you see I'm filling with swirls. I'm going to leave that bit, though. I quite like it like that. And into those. And I suppose it's a busy one next week, because Hobby Maker's Monday and Sewing Street is Wednesday. So Christmas on Sewing Street Wednesday. So our limited edition pink owls are coming, and our new Christmas cards come in. A little bit of stocking design. Okay. Oh, Joe, absolutely, yeah. It's a busy week next week. Okay, so we've got this little bit. Let's have a look and put a little bit up in this corner. So I'm going to do a similar kind of shape as I started with, but not as big. Just kind of keeping it small. And then loop-wise, I'm still going to come in, but keep them small. They're going to be that small. I'm not going to be able to get that line in the middle. But that's okay, because I've planned that, and that's fine. Okay. So then let's put a couple of those teardrop shapes, and I'm going to get a couple in. And swirls. So what are we all up to this weekend then? What are we going to be doing? I know John's going to be at the new place. He's got to sort some cable in and things. So there's a lot to do there before we can move in. So I'm going to be, of course, working and prepping, ready for the shows next week. So busy, busy. I'm not going to put lines on those either because I don't want to kind of fit them. Oh, we're going to have a bit of me time. That's great. Because, of course, it was a bit crazy last weekend because we had classes. So this weekend is going to be a little bit quieter. Maybe I'll have some me time too. What do you think? Maybe I should. Okay, so we've got this going on, and I want to put in here a little loop again into that shape. Okay. Sometimes, you know, doing something quite straightforward like this, you don't really have to think about it, but it's all about that little statement in the middle, isn't it? So let's put a couple of these shapes in because I know you love them. I'm going to come in from the middle. Let's put a double line. And while I'm at it, I'm going to do another double line there. Okay, let's go in a little bit. Tommy's fine. He's back in. He's, limping a little bit, but he's fine. He's getting better every day. Those of you who don't know, he did have to go and have a little operation, but it's all fine. Everything's fine. We're looking after him. Oh, Maureen, I bet that's nice. Yeah, I bet it's nice actually. You could draw the lace on the fabric and have your own design. It'd be lovely. Just a bit of plain white or something. See, I know you love them. Look, we've added some of those in. Little bobbles on the edges there, look. Let's put another one in there. Just makes it, doesn't it? Look at that corner now, it's just lovely. So I want to put a few more of them around. Let's have a look. Okay, so when you look, you think, well, where do I put them? How does this work? We can have one look sneaking out here at this edge. A little bit of an oval. Let's go around it. I'm sorry, I'm not being very educational today, am I? I'm just drawing. And little bobbles, little hats. Okay, and again, let's put some little curved lines with bobbles, just sort of having it peeking out there. It's really nice, isn't it? So let's come in a little bit. I want to put some bubbles in. Now, I don't want these to be too small. Let me show you why. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go around that one. Like so. And then I'm going to kind of put 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5 little lines around. Let's do another one. I'm going to go a little bit smaller this time. If you get 6 around, it doesn't matter. 5 or 6, it's fine. Let's put another one in. Okay. I've got 6 in that one. Okay. Let's have a little look at that. Now you can sort of see how that works. Got a few there. I'm going to put a few here. So I'm going to perhaps, draw them all as I go. Got 6 in that one now. Let's have a part one. Sort of sitting there. Yeah. And then some little bubbles coming out from around there as well. Okay. Okay, first things first then, I'm going to bring some colour. Now, because I've got 3 different colours on here, I can kind of mix it up and go with whatever I like. So I'm going to come in with a bit of pink to start with. This is my light rose. And I'm going to add it sort of all over that shape there. So it's going to be a slightly different colour because I'm in the blue section. Let's go in a little bit. Might have to sneak across the room in a minute there to get my white pencil. I'm going to put a little bit of that mid-rose in as well. And then just a little bit on the lines, you see? And then, okay. One in there. One in there. You see? So I'm going to sort of pick on different colours. So see, I've got the 2 there. So if I come in with, let's have a look. I've got mid sea green here. Let's do a little bit of that. And then summer sky. I'm just leaving a little bit of a gap because I am going to kind of just wander over the other side. Oh, let's go in dark. When you say dark tiles, Joe, do you mean like black or charcoal, that kind of thing? We do have some charcoal in, but we could make some sets up if that would be nice. So light red look and a bit of claret there. So everybody sort of went on to wanting white tiles. So we did mixtures of white. We've not done the colours in a while. Here we go, citrus and a bit of light orange. So I'm not making too much of it. I'm not seriously colouring. They just sort of got a few different little bits and pieces on there. So what about a bit of green? Again, I'm keeping it quite light. So I've got my grass green and my sunny green. And I'm going to add a little bit into these. So this is my grass green. You see, kind of brushing it up the sides there. I'm not going to try and completely fill it, but it's nice to have a bit. I wanted a bit of colour today. Let's bring that sunny green in as well. So that's going to be a little bit heavier, look. And start to work into the little lines there. So the same along this one. Okay. So you see, look, I've not completely filled it, but I've gone over. So I've got the 2 kind of blended together. So let's do similar with these, but again, they're a little bit smaller, so I'm not going to need as much. Bits into there. And this one. Okay, so again, I'm leaving that little bit on the edge. Let's have a little look. Ooh. Okay. Bit of mid-pink purple. Oh, yeah. We'll have a look at Joe. We're kind of not sort of like reducing stock as such, but we're not bringing extra bits and pieces in just at the minute yet, because the more we bring in, the more we've got to move. So we'll look at stocks of paper once we've moved, and then we can go from there. Okay, let's bring a little bit of purple gem in, I think. So, you know, I'm kind of mixing up the colours. Purple gem. I can bring in a bit of light pink purple into that as well. There's a little bit of a riot of colours. See, I've got all these colours that I've used. So, what about a touch of mid-peach? Oh, I'm gonna, yeah, let's put a bit of mid-peach there. And a bit of light peach comes in with that. And there it is. It's a really nice colour, that. So it worked. Now I'm going to put another one of those in. Let's do one up here. Sometimes I feel that they are left out a little bit, and they work brilliantly. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, a little bit of night sky. I know about that one. I'm going to come in with white. I'm going to put a bit of night sky down the sides of those shapes. just pick one side and add a little line in there. Same with that one. Yeah. I think that's it. I've got 3 of them, so that's fine. And I might as well add a little bit into there. Look, and I can bring in a bit of dark sea blue just to kind of merge them together. So I haven't coloured these and those little loops there, and I also want to do a bit in here, but I'm just going to scout over the other end to get my light. Okay, here we go. No wonder. Is that a classroom bit? There it is. I was using it at the weekend, so it's not in this pack. Okay, so just checking I've got a nice white edge. Oh, I've still got that one to colour. Let's kind of add a touch of sparkle to these, a little bit of whiteness on those edges. I'm not too worried in a sense about trying to keep them all clean of each other in a sense, because they're all small, so I'm not going to mind too much. I see that's made a difference on that edge, look. It was worth the walk to the other side of the room. Okay, so let's go in. Okay, let's pull those in. Okay, all right, same on this one, because I've got quite a dark ink in the background there. It's just nice to do there. Okay, so a little bit of colour on this one. So I've got a bit of pink in there, so let's bring in my oranges I've not used. So I'm at a clementine look, and a little bit of mid-orange. Gives me a bit of something. Okay, so let's have a look at the other bits. I'm just going to move these pencils out the way for a minute and bring in my regular pencil, because inside these shapes here I'm going to sort of choose, doesn't matter which, I'm going to choose the top, and I'm going to put in some pencil like that. Same here. Okay, and then down the side I'm going to kind of put some down the line. That's easier than trying to fill each one in. More than it is, isn't it? Very multicolour. I just felt like a bit of colour, you know? Sometimes you have that, don't you? And I think that word happy, I associate happiness with colour. Okay, same with this one. And I love the monochrome, and I like doing that little bit of a pop of colour, but today colour's definitely the main thing, isn't it? Okay, let's soften those out a little bit, see how that looks. Not too much in these, because of course you don't want to fill the whole thing. And then with this one I'm going to kind of soften it just sort of down the line. So if it doesn't go into all the loops, or it comes out the loops, I don't mind. It's more about that line. Okay, same in here. Right, this one. Okay, so we can't really blend those colours. You have to do that with your pencils, but we can come around there. Okay, let's go out a little bit, because I want to have a look at these. Oh, Viv, it does, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not saying that I feel rubbish today, but I just, obviously I felt like a bit of colour in my life. So that's what we draw. Okay, so I've gone all the way around over everything on those words, because they are the most important. You know, and hopefully, you know, while you're sitting here, we're sort of chilling out, we're forgetting that, well, not forgetting the world completely, but, you know, just having a moment to ourselves and just being together and just having a bit of a chat and enjoying it. You know, we can get back to the real world, and when we've done this, we just want a little bit of a relax. Okay. So I'm just going to bring my white pencil. Oh, Kath, I hope you've got a few tangling bits there to keep you occupied. It can be, hospitals can be the most boring places, can't they? But we need them. They're important. So I'm adding some white in those top areas. You see, just sort of gives that a little bit of something there. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in my black pencil. I'm going to choose two sides. So I'm going to go down the left and the bottom. Okay. Same there. I'm going to add a little bit of that black at the top of those two, I think. And then where I put my pencil, which is here on these loops, I'm coming in with those. And just a little bit over there. And a little bit in there. Okay. See, I'm not going all the way around the shape, I'm just highlighting areas of it. See, now that looks a little bit darker. That's what we're after. Nice point on your pencil works well for that. Okay, so, all right, there we go. I'm going to put a little bit more white, you know, on the edges of these little loops. Just in that top area, you know, where you can sort of see the edges. I could perhaps put a few more in this. Now, if you're using a white tile, you'll not really see this, so you don't want to worry too much about it. Rose, it's not thunder in the background. Our landlord has got somebody in to clean the roof. So they're up on the roof and I'm in the classroom in a minute. Yeah, Vicky, there you go. So, do you know what? If you're having one of those days, and sometimes we have those days, don't we? And you think, do you know what? I just need to be a little bit chilled. So put a little bit of pencil look under there, see? This is one of those tiles. I like doing tiles with words on because I think you can look at them and they mean something. It's great doing pictures. I love it. But having a little bit of a word in there makes all the difference. So, okay. Oh gosh, Lynn, what to do? The velvet on the back of the coasters I brought as a sheet, and it's sticky on the back. So what I actually did is I peeled a bit of the sticky off and stuck the coaster on, and then I cut it out so I'd got like a square, and then with a craft knife and a mat underneath, of course, I very carefully went around the edge, and then it was the perfect fit, if that helps. But it's well worth it because it really finishes them off at the bottom edge. So anybody doing the coasters, or if you've already got some, a little bit of, you can't go too thick because of course the coasters sit in a stand, but it really makes a difference. It means that you've got a nice finish underneath and they just feel right. So I'll talk about that a little bit on the show on Monday. So other than that, everybody, have a lovely weekend. Enjoy this one, you know, and think about those words as you write them, or write some different words. You don't have to do this. But either way, enjoy, have a bit of fun with it, and have a good one. I will catch you all on Monday, or if not, Tuesday. So enjoy, everybody. See you soon. Bye.